In an attempt to branch out to the wider audience, tennis authorities and Netflix teamed up to create a docu-series Breakpoint, which is a trash name by the way, but it's definitely not the most important thing. I just want to watch an engaging series about tennis, so this will be my review of those 5 episodes that are available to the public. It was no surprise that the episode starring Nick Kyrgios was the pilot one. There is no doubt that he's the guy to use to entice people to continue watching the series and tennis as a whole after that. But I have to be honest, that man is getting milked absolutely dry right now. Every single piece of tennis content that is intended for the masses has Kyrgios in it. And it's because he's uncharacteristically for a tennis player, open about most of the things that are happening in his life as an athlete. And it was true to an extent this episode, but to be fair, it did still feel like it was lacking in content. The whole episode was structured by this model: tennis rule explanation, match highlights, little after-match behind the scenes footage, and then a 2-minute talking head segment, which didn't add much to the story of Nick Kyrgios. There was no mention of Kyrgios and Kokkinakis' argument with the coach of Tsitsipas pairing, and I'm not sure how that's possible because cameras were following them everywhere. There was a chance to tell a compelling story about Thanasi as well. He was injured for years it seemed like, and then he came back to the tour by winning in Adelaide, and then he won a fucking Grand Slam with his best friend. I'm not sure why and how Kokki overcoming career hardships wasn't displayed to the wider audience. I can't lie, even though I enjoy Kyrgios and Kokkinakis pairing, I didn't enjoy this episode. It felt like it dragged on with no real substance behind it. Hopefully the second episode will be better. Well, it isn't a good start for the episode. I don't particularly care about Djokovic debacle, so I'll skip over that, but I have a question: why the fuck are they painting a narrative that Serena Williams and Roger Federer had any chance of winning Australian Open if they had played? It's just straight up not true. And I love me some Matteo Berrettini propaganda, as I am the one who is spreading it. He will win Wimbledon this year, just to let y'all know, but he was rarely, if not never, mentioned as the guy to win the Grand Slam in the absence of Novak Djokovic. But again, for some reason they are painting the narrative as if he was supposed to be the one to do that. Okay, it's only the second episode, but I'm already getting tired of Courtney. She might be a great sports writer, but her commentary added very little apart from wasting my precious time. Ooh, I forgot that at the time of the filming Tomljanović and Berrettini were still together, so that must be awkward for them to watch it back. But to be fair, even after all the negative stuff that I mentioned, I still enjoyed this episode a lot more than the pilot one. Matteo seemed like a cool guy. Tomljanović's introspective recap of her loss was interesting, but my favorite segment of the episode was when Ajla for a moment couldn't understand that Matteo wasn't too keen on waking up at 7:45 after a grueling 5-setter against Alcaraz, just because she had a planned interview with the tennis channel. Berrettini's reaction was quite amusing, if I must say so myself, but all in all it was much better follow-up episode. It was much more engaging, there was much less filler, and now I feel encouraged to watch the following episodes. Starting an episode with toes out is crazy, my guy, but I can't lie, I'm not a huge fan of Fritz. Nothing against him, just doesn't interest me, so I'm not going in with the highest expectations. Okay, this is a direct quote from Fritz: "If you take Roger and Rafa and Novak out of it, I've beaten every other player." So you haven't beaten everyone then. Little bit unrelated to the episode, but for some, screaming at their box and breaking rackets is passion, but others get called a disgrace. Just saying. Oh, Sakkari is also here. Hope she can make this episode a bit more entertaining. Well, she didn't. Okay, it might sound harsh, cause it wasn't that bad, but I would be a liar if I said that I will remember anything from this episode in 2 weeks, apart from the bickering between Fritz and his team in regards of playing in the final. By the way, I'm on Fritz's side. It doesn't matter how much time you can miss potentially, you have to go out and play in the biggest final of your life, no doubt about it. Because nobody's promising that there will be another chance. At least the episode ended with a feel-good ending, but yeah, I definitely won't rewatch it. The name is very fitting, because before watching the series there were truly great expectations for it, but now I am not sure that those expectations will be met.
Are you sure about that?
Listen, on Jabeur and Paula Badosa are as cool and as likable as ever. At least they made me feel something when I was watching, whether it was Paula opening up about her personal struggles or Once's rocky road to the top. These women were actually memorable on their own accord during the episode. But the way these episodes are structured makes me feel like I'm just wasting time listening to some dumbass quotes that are manufactured just to fit the narrative. I want to follow the real path of the players, not some Hollywood made up BS. Well, this is going to be fun. Of course he fucking does. Tony Nadal loves to mention Rafa whilst mentoring Félix, and if Auger-Aliassime was built like me, he wouldn't take that type of disrespect. Just saying. Holy shit, Ruud actually showed a bit of character. I am legitimately shocked. But that's the only interesting thing that happened this episode. There is no doubt that Félix and Casper are good guys, but they are definitely not the ones to feature in a series that is supposed to cater to the wider audience. And maybe I wasn't that audience that the series catered to, and if that is true, then who the fuck was the audience? I will give the series a chance again when the next 5 episodes come out, and I hope that they will have more substance to them, because if they don't, I don't see a reason why anyone should watch this. But if you like the review, then you can support the channel by subscribing. More genuine tennis discourse is coming, but until next time, take it easy, my friend.